How are you guys doing? It is Thursday, November 5th, 2020. Out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. And for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to take you through yesterday's Champions League matchups as the third week of group stage matches have played, and every single team has played every other team in their group for the first time right before the second cycle, right before we get into tonight's Thursday night football game. But to starting off with Champions League, I'm starting off going group by group, taking you down through Group E because Group A through D played, of course, on Tuesday. But going into Group E, leading with Chelsea. Chelsea was able to beat Stade Rennes 3-0. Timo Werner, their newest striker from RB Leipzig, was able to score 2 goals, both off penalties. And then Tammy Abraham, their British striker, was able to score the third goal to help put the team above and beyond, to help move them above Stade Rennes. And of course, in the other game, FC Sevilla, the winners of the Europa League this past season, went on to beat Krasnodar 3-2. It came down to the very end, and it would be 2 goals from En-Nesyri in the 69th and 72nd minute to help tie and put Sevilla over Krasnodar for the 3 points. Right now, looking in Group E, Chelsea still leads that group with 2 wins and a draw through the first 3 matches. They have 7 points in the table. Same with Sevilla FC. And with this loss, and with both losses, Krasnodar and Stade Rennes, because they both have a draw against each other, and they both lost to Chelsea and Sevilla, so they're both sitting at the bottom of Group E with 1 point, still eligible to take the crown with with 3 games left. In Group F, Borussia Dortmund continue to hold the lead as Erling Braut Haaland was able to score 2 of the goals to help them go up 3-0 against Club Brugge from Belgium. Thorgan Hazard, Eden Hazard's brother, would end up getting the first goal, and Haaland would score in the 18th and 32nd minute. So they would take a 3-0 lead in the first half that would eventually last them throughout the game. And of course, in the other matchup, Lazio from Italy would go on to take on Zenit St. Petersburg, and this matchup would be a draw. Erokin would end up getting the goal for Zenit St. Petersburg. It would go all the way down to the 82nd minute where Caicedo would score for Lazio and tie it up at 1. Right now, currently looking in Group F, Borussia Dortmund has overtaken the lead. They now have 2 wins and a loss in the 3 matches they played. They have 6 points in the table. Lazio is second. Now they have 1 win and 2 draws, which adds up to 5 points in the table. Club Brugge has a win, a draw, and a loss, so they're sitting at 4 points through 3 matches played, and Zenit St. Petersburg only has 1 point, but they're still eligible to take over the lead and win their table and qualify for knockout stage. But they're sitting with 1 draw and 2 losses in the first 3 games that they played. Jumping out to Group G, the leader in that group, FC Barcelona, was able to beat Dynamo Kiev 2-1. Lionel Messi, of course, their goated forward, would end up scoring a penalty kick in the 5th minute to help put them up. And then Gerard Piqué, their long heralded center back, would end up getting the 2nd goal. And Saigonkov, sorry if I got his name wrong, for Dynamo Kiev, but it would end up scoring in the 75th minute, but it wouldn't be enough as Barcelona eased right past Dynamo Kiev. And also Juventus was able to beat Ferencváros 4-1. Morata was able to score 2 goals for Juventus, Dybala in the 72nd minute. It would be an own goal for Ferencváros to make it 4-0, and Ferencváros would score on Boli's goal in the 9th to make it 4-1 Juventus. And looking right now into that stage, because Barcelona did beat Juventus, Barcelona sits at the top of the table. They are the only team out of the groups E through H that are still undefeated so far through their first 3 games. They have, like I said, they're 3-0-0. They've only allowed 2 goals in the 3 matches played. Just like Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and Liverpool, they are one of 4 teams that remain perfect so far. Sitting in second is Juventus. Their only loss coming to Barca, but they've won the other 2 games. They're sitting at 6 points in the table. And still, technically and mathematically, you have Dynamo Kiev in 3rd and Ferencváros in 4th, both teams with a draw and 2 losses so far in Champions League, but with 1 point. Technically, Barcelona could lose out, and either one of those teams could still qualify, but that's very unlikely to happen. Last but not least, jumping into Group H, Manchester United, who's currently leading that group, went on to lose to Istanbul Basaksehir as Ba and Visca was scored in the first half, but then Anthony Martial would trimmed the lead to 1, and neither team would score in the second half, but it would be a big win for them. And also, RB Leipzig was able to beat PSG. Angel Di Maria scoring the only goal for PSG, but they would end up picking 2 red cards, which would end up helping RB Leipzig in the end. Nkunku and Forsberg would score both the goals for Leipzig. Forsberg, it will be the penalty to help put them above and help them get this really big win. In Group H, Manchester United sits on top of that table with 2 wins and a loss. Their only loss coming to Istanbul Basaksehir here. They have 6 points in the table, just like RB Leipzig, following their win to PSG. They're also sitting both at the top of their group with 6 points. Manchester United's goal differential is +5 compared to RB Leipzig's -2. So Manchester United sitting at number 1, and 1 game out of it is sitting in third is PSG, the reigning Champions League runners up, as they now have 2 losses and a win in their group. And right now they're sitting with 3 points, but their goal differential is better than Istanbul Basaksehir following their win against Man U. So Istanbul Basaksehir with 1 win and 2 losses with 3 points in the table, they're now sitting at the very bottom with 1 win and 1 loss so far in the table. So that table is most definitely still up for grabs. That's everything that's going on for soccer that went on in the Champions League yesterday. And looking forward to tonight's matchup, jumping really quickly to the NFL. It'll be a matchup between the 5-2 Green Bay Packers, and the 4-4 San Francisco 49ers, who went on to win the NFC Championship last year. I think it'll be a very big matchup, of course, between Aaron Rodgers, who's a goated player on the Elite, and of course, the players on San Francisco. Of course, Nick Bosa is one of the best young defensive ends in football. And of course, Devontae Adams is growing into one of the best receivers in all of football. So of course, that's a lot to look forward to. But with that said, I want to thank you for listening to all 6 minutes and 25 minutes. So just all 6-7 minutes of my piece. Once again, today is Thursday, November 5th. I hope all is well, and I hope you look forward to a good amount of football today. With that said, I want to thank you for listening to my piece, and peace out.